It starts with a mirror, a dark room, and three simple words. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. For centuries, people around the world have whispered this name in the darkness, daring each other to summon something from the other side. Some say it's just a harmless game, but others claim something far more terrifying. Scratches appearing on the mirror, a shadow moving behind them, a pale woman staring back even when they were alone. And there are stories of people who never finished the ritual because something reached out from the mirror first. Is Bloody Mary just an urban legend, or is the mirror a doorway waiting to be opened?
Welcome to Dreadra, the place where forgotten legends, unexplained mysteries, and the darkest stories from around the world come to life. Today, we unfold the chilling story behind one of the most famous supernatural rituals ever whispered in the dark, the legend of Bloody Mary. If you grew up anywhere in the world, chances are you've heard of the Bloody Mary game. It usually begins the same way: a group of friends, a sleepover, the lights turned off, and someone daring everyone else to try it. The instructions are simple. Walk into a dark bathroom, stand in front of a mirror, light a candle, and say her name 3 times. Some say 5 times, others say 13. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. And then you wait. At first, nothing happens, just your reflection in the mirror. But the longer you stare, the stranger things begin to feel. The air seems colder, the candle flickers, your reflection begins to look different. And according to the legend, that's when she appears. A pale woman, sometimes with blood running down her face, sometimes with empty eyes, sometimes standing behind you even though the room is empty. But the scariest part of the story isn't just seeing her. The legend says that if you summon Bloody Mary, she might not stay inside the mirror.
Like most legends, the true origin of Bloody Mary is lost in time. But there are several chilling theories about where the story began. One theory connects the legend to a real historical figure, Queen Mary I of England, a ruler from the 1500s. Her reign became infamous for religious persecution. Hundreds of people were executed under her orders. So many, in fact, that history gave her a terrifying nickname, Bloody Mary. Over time, stories about her cruelty began to grow darker and darker. People whispered that her spirit could never rest, that her anger followed her even into death, and that mirrors somehow held her reflection forever. But historians believe the mirror ritual didn't begin with the Queen. Instead, its roots may lie in something far older, ancient mirror rituals.
For thousands of years, mirrors have carried a strange reputation. Many cultures believed mirrors were more than simple reflections. They were portals, gateways between the world of the living and the world of spirits. In some traditions, when someone died, every mirror in the house was covered because people feared the soul might become trapped inside the glass. In other folklore, mirrors were used to summon spirits, especially during candlelight rituals. When you stare into a mirror in darkness, your brain begins to play tricks on you. Faces distort, shadows shift, reflections change. And this strange phenomenon may have helped create the legend of Bloody Mary. But some people claim the mirror does more than distort your reflection. They say sometimes something else stares back.
One of the most disturbing versions of the legend comes from old village folklore. Long ago,
there was said to be a woman named Mary Worth. She lived on the edge of a small village deep in the woods. People avoided her. They said she practiced dark magic. Children were warned never to go near her house. Then one night, something terrible began happening. Children from the village started disappearing. At first, only one, then another, and another. Panic spread throughout the village. Parents searched the forests for their missing children, but they found nothing. Until one night, a farmer noticed something strange. A faint light glowing from Mary Worth's cottage. Inside, they said she was performing a ritual, using the life force of children to stay young forever. The villagers stormed her home, but Mary Worth didn't beg, she didn't scream. Instead, she cursed them. She swore that her spirit would never leave, and that anyone who called her name would invite her back forever. Even today, people still try the Bloody Mary ritual, and some claim they saw something they could never explain. There are stories from teenagers who ran out of bathrooms screaming, stories of mirrors cracking, scratches appearing on skin. One story tells of a group of girls who tried the ritual during a sleepover. They turned off the lights, lit a candle, and said her name 3 times. Nothing happened. They laughed. But just as they were about to leave, one of them noticed something in the mirror. There were 5 reflections, but only 4 girls in the room. Another story describes a boy who tried the ritual alone. He stared into the mirror for several minutes. At first, his face looked normal. Then, slowly, his reflection began to change. Its smile grew wider, but he wasn't smiling. And then, the reflection blinked before he did. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Dreadra for more terrifying legends, true paranormal encounters, and dark mysteries from around the world. And remember, some legends are just stories, but others are warnings.